Quick question for the panel before I let all of you go. Unsolicited advice first from the governor. Do you have a specific piece of unsolicited advice at this late moment, very late moment, for the President of the United States?
The unsolicited advice for the President of the United States is go home and spend some time with your family. This election is already decided. It's already baked in. This last-minute stuff that we're doing around the country right now, it's base building. But remember what's important. And this is not just for the President. That's for the rest of this country. Spend a little more time with your family and hug them.
Anna, you got some unsolicited advice for Governor Romney?
Completely the opposite advice. Take your family with you on the road and campaign until the very last minute, because what the American voters and what the American people want to see is somebody that puts their entire heart and soul in it into the last minute.
All right, let's go listen to the President of the United States right now. He's in Columbus, Ohio, and he's speaking to a crowd there.
We will help them rebuild. And we'll carry on with a spirit that says, no matter how bad a storm is, no matter how tough times may get, we're all in this together. We rise or fall as one nation and as one people. That spirit has guided this country along its improbable journey for more than 2 centuries. It's carried us through the trials and tribulations of the last 4 years. In 2008, we were in the middle of 2 wars and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Today, our businesses have created nearly 5.5 million new jobs. The American auto industry has come roaring back. Home values are on the rise. We're less dependent on foreign oil than any time in the last 20 years. Because of the service and sacrifice of our brave men and women in uniform. The war in Iraq is over. The war in Afghanistan is ending. Al-Qaeda's on the path to defeat. Osama bin Laden is dead. We've made progress these last 4 years. We've made real progress, Ohio, but the reason why we're here is because we've got more work to do. Our work is not yet done. As long as there is a single American who wants a job and can't find one, our work is not yet done. As long as there are families anywhere in Ohio, anywhere in the country, working harder but falling behind, we're not finished. As long as there's a child anywhere in this country who's languishing in poverty and barred from opportunity, our fight goes on. Our fight goes on, Ohio, because this nation cannot succeed without a growing, thriving middle class and roads and paths of opportunity for everybody who's willing to work hard to get into the middle class. Our fight goes on because America always does best when everybody gets a fair shot, and everybody does their fair share, and everybody plays by the same rules. That's what we believe. That's why you elected me in 2008, and that's why I'm running for a second term for President of the United States. Now, Ohio, tomorrow, you've got a choice to make. Although some of you already made the choice, how many have early voted around here? This is not just a choice between 2 candidates or 2 parties. It's a choice between 2 different visions of America. It's a choice between a return to the top-down economic policies that crashed our economy, or a vision that says we've got to build a strong foundation based on a strong and growing middle class, an opportunity for everybody, not just some. You know, as Americans, we honor the strivers and the dreamers and the risk takers, the business people, the free enterprise system, the greatest engine of growth and prosperity the world's ever known. That's what we believe in. But we also know that our system, our economy, works best when everybody's participating, not just some. When everybody has a chance to get a great education. When everybody has a chance to learn the skills they need to compete. Our economy does best when we invest in the common enterprise of basic research to create new technologies and new industries and new jobs. We believe America's stronger when everybody can count on affordable health insurance. When everybody can count on Medicare and Social Security in their golden years. We think our markets work best, our economy works best when there's some rules in place to protect our kids from toxic dumping and pollution, to protect consumers from being taken advantage of by unscrupulous credit card companies or mortgage lenders. And you know, we also believe, by the way, there's some things Washington should not do. For example, we don't need a bunch of politicians trying to control healthcare decisions that women are perfectly capable of making themselves. Now, for 4 years, we had a president who shared these beliefs. His name was Bill Clinton. And it's interesting, when he first came into office, his economic plan asked the wealthiest Americans to pay a little more so we could reduce our deficit and invest in the skills and ideas of our people. And at the time, the Republican Congress and a certain Senate candidate by the name of Mitt Romney said, don't boo. Vote. Vote. You don't need to boo. Folks can't hear you boo, but they can hear you vote. So anyway, this candidate, Mr. Romney, along with the Republican Congress, they all said, Bill Clinton's plan is terrible. It'll hurt the economy. It's going to kill jobs. Turns out their math was just as bad then as it is now. Because by the end of Bill Clinton's second term, America had created 23 million new jobs. And incomes were up, and poverty was down, and our deficit had become a surplus. So we've tried our ideas, and they work. How about the other guy's ideas? We tried those too. After Bill Clinton left office, the Republicans had a chance to try their ideas out. We tried giving big tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans. We tried giving insurance companies and oil companies and Wall Street a free license, do whatever you please. And we got falling incomes and record deficits and the slowest job growth in half a century, and it culminated in the worst financial crisis that we've ever seen in our lifetimes. So we've tried our ideas and they work. We've tried their ideas, they don't work. And this means this should be a pretty easy choice, but you know, you got to give him credit. Governor Romney is a very talented salesman. And so in this campaign, he's tried to repackage the old ideas that don't work and offer them up as change. He's tried to pretend that somehow these old ideas that did not work are new and will work this time. But here's the thing, Ohio. We know what change looks like. And what he's selling ain't it. Giving more power to the biggest banks is not change. Another $5 trillion tax cut favoring the wealthy, not change.
All right, so the president continuing his speech on this final day of campaigning, at least for him, before the election tomorrow. We'll be hearing from Governor Romney later. He's going to be live. He's speaking at a campaign rally event later in Columbus, Ohio. Himself will have live coverage of that. Don't forget, tomorrow he has decided he's going to go to Pennsylvania and Ohio for one last opportunity to try to score some points in those two key states. Other news we're following, including some controversial initiatives on the ballot in several states. We're taking a closer look at how those issues could help turn out key voters that the presidential candidates need in this election.